Very nice day out today, guys. Very nice day out today. Not bad, not too hot. Very nice day out today. Yeah. Very nice beach day out today to go to the beach. Very nice beach day for today. Okay. I got a friend named Tony, another friend named Tony, an old white guy. He got a crazy story. You wouldn't believe his story. He wanted me to tell his story, so I'm telling it. Went through a nasty divorce. Nasty divorce. Ugly, okay? Ugly. And the lady took everything from him. It's a firearms instructor. He do the licensing for firearms, and he owns a gun shop now. But the guy went through it. Retired cop, good friend of mine, cool. Anyway, lived out in Reno. I keep saying Reno. He didn't live in Reno. He lived in Nevada. He lived out in Nevada. He was a retired cop, lived out in Nevada, had invested his money real good. And 4 bikes, 2 houses, couple of cars, truck. Was very successful, but never saved any money because he never thought about divorcing his wife. She was the mother of his kid, so he just, always planned to always be with his wife. That was his dream. And the wife, she divorced him, cheated on him, divorced him, and took his things. And, he had a kid with her. And, he was really about his family and his kid. And he never had no money saved in case she left him, So he ended up going through the divorce, losing everything, I guess, through lawyer fees and trying to fight it. And then she took the money from him, and he went through a whole lot of stuff. I mean, really bad stuff, a lot of it. Anyway, long short of it, it cost him everything. Again, guys, when I say the cash cow is the cash cow, the person that manifests it is the person that maintains it, is the person that's supposed to have it. That when a woman takes it, she don't get to keep it because she didn't manifest it. This is a perfect example of it. Check the story out. And Tony had them set up for life. He had retirement plans set up. He owned all this property. He worked all his years at his job to pay those properties off. He had his motorcycles. He had his truck. He had made some very good investments. His goal and his plan was to stay with his wife and raise his kid. He had a little kid. And his only enjoyment was riding his bikes and his family. Well, his wife decides that she's going to cheat on him. Cheated on him with a younger man, a real young man, mid-20s or early 20s. And dude sold her a bunch of lies. She went for it, cheated on her husband. And he found out she wanted a divorce, separated from him. And she got awarded the child support, the houses. He lost everything because he had to put stuff up to pay the lawyer fees to go through the divorce. Then when it was over, he had to, pay child support, alimony payments too as well. And it took everything he had from him. It brought him all the way down to the ground. Then she was acting funny with him seeing his kid and wouldn't let him see his kid. I mean, she was just doing really, really, really nasty things that she really didn't have to do. He was really nice to her. She had it set. She had it made. She didn't have to work. She didn't have to worry about nothing. Everything was set for them for the rest of their lives. But her being a woman, not being satisfied, not being enough, she wanted more attention. He was just happy to be retired from his job after all those years and all that hard work. He wanted to enjoy the fruits of his labor. And it was short-lived as far as him enjoying the fruits of his labor. He lost his bikes, he lost his truck, he lost all his stuff. He had to start all over and get it out of the mud and build himself from the ground back up again. Lawyers and court fees and her ate up all his money. He lost the houses. She ended up keeping the stuff. And he came to Florida. He had a homeboy here that had a gun shop. He came here and started doing the firearms classes and helping people get their concealed weapons classes. He teach those classes. And he started over from there and built up slowly, and over a few years became part owner of the gun shop with his friend. And met another young lady, a younger woman, had another kid, married her. She treated him like a king. To this day, she's loyal to him, with him. They're happy. She was simple. She didn't really ask for much or want much. She just wanted a family. And he got with her, and he has a better life. But he lost all his stuff with the wife. And this one loves and respects him. And one day, right, you will not believe it, but one day, check this out and tell me what would you do in this situation. So about a year and a half to 2 years after the divorce, his ex-wife loses everything. Everything that he worked his whole life to get and build. She loses it all completely. And then guess what happens? Then one day out of the blue, she shows up. Then she gonna show up on his doorstep 2 years later when he with his new wife, because he still had a kid from her, and say that she lost all the stuff and she needed a place to stay. She wouldn't have stayed with me. She wouldn't have stayed with me. He let us stay with him and the new wife. And he said because of his kid. I don't care. Because my kid can stay there, but she got to go. She can't stay with me. You done lost 2 houses, 4 bikes, cars, everything else. All the money you got, you out your damn mind. You ain't come to stay over here. You can keep that shit a kicking, homie. Take that shit down the block. She literally came to his doorstep with nowhere to go with his kid and begging him to let her stay there. And his new wife was young and she was like, it's okay. And he let her stay there. Not me. I wouldn't have let her fucking stay nowhere. Oh, no. Excuse me. Anyway. Yeah, so that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. No, you ain't gonna mess up everything I done worked my life for, and then I'm gonna look out for you. You got me fucked up. If it would have been the guy, he would have killed him about it. If it was the man came and did you like that, you take his head off. But she gets a pass? Hell no, bro. No pass. No pass, because she shouldn't have never. Listen, ladies, when you have a man that's driven, focused, got goals, you back him. You don't need to build nothing with him. He already built if he got things going. He already got stuff, and then his life is a reflection. The things he has is a reflection that it works. So you don't need to be building. You need to help him to further what he's trying to do so he could get more, and the more he get, you get. But women are coming in trying to act like men and getting and doing all these things. Omni and the Hellcat. Omni and the Hellcat. I, followed Omni. Omni was, smart. He was cool. Business-wise, Omni know how to make money. Common sense-wise, Omni don't got none. He makes dumb decisions. He had that girl around him the whole time he liked the girl. The girl saw how Omni lived his life. She's supposed to accept what Omni was doing, because you getting with somebody who got money. So you got to roll with the person that got money and let them keep being happy so they can keep making money. This nigga want to get her everything he got because he cheated. And she came in there getting him to make bad decisions. She never had the money. He had the money. He is the motherfucking cash cow. You don't come in there trying to change up the way the cash cow functions and come with some new shit. Let the cash cow continue to do what it does, and it's going to keep producing cash. And you just keep the motherfucker happy and roll with them. And you set. You don't get in the way of the avalanche ball when it's coming down and try to change the trajectory of it, the direction it's going, and change the flow or shorten it. No, man, just get your ass out the way and roll with it. And then he didn't fight for his stuff. He could have got his stuff. He supposed to have a team. He supposed to have 3 firms of attorneys if it took. He supposed to went everywhere and bought attorneys. Spent about $3-4 million on that, and then he could have came out with his shit. They took his shit on the house. Because in the beginning of his story, when they took his stuff, they didn't arrest him. They didn't take him in. He had charges pending. First, they was thinking it was about drugs. That's why they took all the electronics out of the house. Then it went from that about drugs to they went through all his electronics to listen and see everything he's ever talked about, everything he's ever done. That's what they're able to do with electronics. And they didn't find anything. And then it wasn't about drugs. He only was fresh with the money like 2 to 3 years at that point. So then they didn't have nothing on him about drugs. He just so used to being in jail, he accepted a fucking plea because he wanted to get it over with. Because in his mindset, he was thinking, I can just go back and remake the money again because he went and made a few million. While he rebought a lot of the stuff back. So in his mindset, I'm going to let this go. Even though I did a lot of it on cracks of the law and I followed the rules and did it the way I was supposed to, I'm going to let this shit go. I'm going to let them take everything I got, 60 cars and all my money and 300 properties. And some of the properties belong to his father, that his father left him. And he didn't fight for shit. He gave up like a true fucking wimp, a chump. He just gave that shit away. Man, we would have fought to the end for my shit. I would have won all my shit back. I might have to pay you 2, 3, 4 million, but I'm getting all my shit back. I'm not letting up my shit that I done worked this hard to get. He thought, well, I can just make more money and I'll just start over. No, bro. No. You weren't even supposed to go to jail. You only in there because of the color of your skin. As many white people done that shit and didn't get no time and didn't go to jail. Ain't no damn way. And then you follow rules and set up shit the way it was supposed to do it. And he did, and he admitted to that. Because if he didn't, they would have took his ass to jail first quarter. But see, when the IRS is the only branch of the government that don't need probable cause to get you because Obama signed that rule. So they can just hold you indefinitely. So what they going to do is hold your shit and drag it out and just make you frustrated. The smart move he did was paid his cars off. He said, oh man, I shouldn't have paid those off. Oh yeah, you should have paid them off. Because if you didn't, then you'd have all these bills piling up on you. And it really would be, you would really feel that pain. The fact that you paid everything off and you had all your titles was the reason why you didn't really feel that pain. So he did some real stupid shit in the end and just gave the stuff away to them. And then they went on ahead and he went on ahead and wanted to go to jail and do time when they really would have just had to fine him for taxes. Because all in the end, it just came down to him not paying his taxes right, which he have a time frame, I think 4 years of having the money you could do that. And he only had the money for 2. So it was something like that. But he didn't really do nothing wrong. He did everything by the rules of the law. It's so many people that living today with same type of situation and they ain't never had no problems with jail or had to go. They saw a way to take somebody's money. He was black. He didn't put up no fight. All the people want to stand up and fight for him. The whole New Jersey stood up when they took his shit. And he just cowered it out and went up. Got with that damn girl, got all soft and shit. And then gonna turn around and let them take the shit. Then when he go into jail, here she come talking about him cheating when she knew he was a cheater from the fucking beginning. He fat. What you thought he was gonna do? Pass pussy up? Come on, wake up. He was already doing that. What, he got a couple of good strokes in him at best? I mean, he a cool guy. I like him. Don't get it twisted, but you shouldn't be leaving the nigga because he going to jail and he slept with somebody. You knew he was sleeping with people before you got with him. You knew how he was. You just wanted to not want to be there. You know, you just wanted to get in there and get you some money. Shit, she started driving big cars and wearing Rolexes when Omni comes in the picture. Yeah, she might have held some money for him, but it was his fucking money. It's his stuff. She worked for him. So it was like he the fucking cash cow. She was just supposed to be supportive and stick with him. And supposed to still be, if it was me, I'd have stayed standing by him. You know when he get out, he gonna still have some millions. I would have made him fight for his shit and not let it go. That'd have been way more money. He gave it up because he figured he could just do the time and because he's so used to going to jail, he just was fucking coward to me, man. Straight fucking coward. He just let that shit go. He got the wrong people coming around and talking to him. And the attorneys wanted him to fight for it because they knew that they really didn't have nothing on him. He had charges pending. They took all this stuff. They was going to have to give him back everything. And then he was rebuying all the cars back anyway. And they would have had to give him all the cars back. And he just would have been straight. He's supposed to pack his shit, move to Florida, came down to Miami, and been where he should have been with them cars with no problem. He just let everything go. Wanted to stay in that same little shoebox place he was staying in. I mean, he was in a big crib, but when I say shoebox place, the same little city he been in. You gonna be in Philly you already done made your money. You got a house in Philly, move somewhere else, set up shop somewhere else, keep your house there, get a couple of houses rent out. You already got 300 properties. Just come on down to a different place and come up there and visit. He just didn't do that. He took the plea deal after they done had been hauling his stuff for almost a fucking 2 years. And he wasn't sitting with no real charges because they never took him to jail until he went on ahead and took the fucking plea deal. Paid all that money, one black attorney. Now they had a whole table full of Jewish boys, full of white boys, a whole bunch of them hungry there. Hey, man, it's going to be a $5 million bonus. Y'all get me out of this shit. Something finna happen. We finna drop some money some kind of way, and I'm coming out with my shit because there's no way that if they had all that on him, he would have been arrested from jump. They would have been charging him with that from jump. They were trying to get him for drugs. What they were looking for to see if the drugs was what started all that stuff, or he was still dealing with the drugs while he was doing it. And he wasn't dealing with no drugs, and drug money ain't had nothing to do with it. Once they figured out they didn't have nothing on them there, then they was still hauling this shit. Because they really didn't have nothing on him. That's really what it was about. It was about drugs from the very beginning because he had a drug-related past. So they figured he had to still be dealing with drugs. He had to do some, started this out with drugs. They were just looking for anything with drugs. They took all his electronics, the kids' electronics, all the cars, froze his account, took his money, took his jewelry, all this stuff, but they couldn't touch his YouTube money. And that YouTube shit kept him rolling. And then he built a clothing line, bought the machines, built the clothing line, started coming back. I would have kept that shit and all my shit and came back and been worth more, a couple of $100 million more. He wasn't the right person for God to get that money to. He didn't even put up a fight for it to me. He let it go too simple. Then he's sitting in jail and he talking about when he get out. Shit, the way things looking out here, he might not be ever getting out. What he gonna get out to? Shit, all the motherfuckers they done let over here and all the shit that's going on over here, it's gonna be a civil war in this bitch pretty soon. It ain't gonna be a country. I ain't never seen the time where the U.S. divided into red and blue states. I mean, I saw that a bunch of years back that they were gonna do this. There's been a plan, but I didn't think I would ever see that. You know how bad that is for the rest of the United States citizens to go to different states and have different rules apply and different laws and all kind of wild, crazy shit going on where people from other states are running to other states just to live. That's sad, man. Where everybody just need to stand up and fight for all the states. United is what make us great. United States is what we're called. Not separated United States. United States. And one state is going through something, we supposed to all fight for all of them. We supposed to do that because that's the only thing that's going to put us and give us back our freedom. Otherwise, they finna put the chokehold. They finna put the chokehold on everything, the doo-doo hole and everything on them other states. And then you got your boy Gates. He want us to fucking eat bugs and worms and And he want to say crazy shit like the cows farting in the ozone and causing the ozone. That boy will make up anything. It's like that boy just make that shit up out of his dreams and come on camera and say that shit. And Buddy is running the show. He represents the government for people that don't know. Oh, Gates is representing the government. The government's behind Gates. Military motherfuckers be rolling with Gates when he go to other countries. So no, it ain't just Gates. It's the people behind Gates. Gates is doing what he was always saying he was going to do, getting rid of the population. Biden is on that same team. Fauci's on that same team. People in the White House is on that same team. Some of these really rich celebrities, Oprah's on that same team. It's the snatch and grab right now. It's land grabs and shit going on. I mean, we all got common sense and know fires don't usually go over 700 degrees Fahrenheit. For you to burn metal or even burn bone, go ask a crematorium, look up what it takes to burn a bone. To turn bone to ash, 2,500 to 3,000 degrees. They need a crematorium to do that. That means special heat to get a place to get a small area that could get very hot to do that. Regular fires don't get that hot. So when you get shit melting metal and burning bone and turning bone to ash, that's something artificial. That's something that was man-made. That's not something that's natural in nature, because fires don't get like that, and especially by the water. It could never get like that. So they use some kind of weapon and fuck them people up. We all know that. We all know it. Everybody know it, but don't know. See, on my channels, what I'm going to be doing is saying things that people think about, but they don't want to say. They scared to say. I'm not. Because the truth is where I stand, and God is in that. God is with the truth. And to deny the truth, you denying the Creator. Right now, I'm looking at the men and the women on the planet, and I'm seeing the men follow Eve out of the garden just like Adam did. Right now, the women are Eve. The majority of the black women are Eve. They are going against God. They are going against the nature of the way they were created. And the more we let them slide, the more we don't say something, the more we let them get out of line and out of pocket, the worse things are becoming for all of us, because they're messing up the children. They're messing up our way of life. Their emotional things are starting to come into logical things, and the logical stuff is being put to the side, and emotional stuff is being put in the front, and emotional shit is completely wrong and backward. But yet, we letting it ride. I mean, if a man stood in front of us 20 years back, 30 years back, and he said he was a lady, dressed up like a lady, but you could clearly see it's a man, that nigga would have been put in a straitjacket and would have been on some medication, and we would have said something was wrong with him, and he would have been put as something that's mentally wrong. Now that's becoming the normal. And for you to say you see that, that's becoming wrong. That's becoming bad. This shit is backward to me. If I see a dude, it's a dude. He can do whatever he want to do, as long as he keep that shit over there where he at. But it's a man, if you ask me. That's a boy. That's a man. That's a real boy. Like Pinocchio said, I'm going to be a real boy. That's a boy. That's a man. And I'm not going to say something it's not when I'm looking at it. So, sorry, but I ain't rolling with that. I ain't got nothing bad to say about the transgender community, but I'm going to say this. Real men do not want transgender women. They just don't. And I'm being nice to say transgender women because you're really a man. It is no woman, nothing woman about you. You hit like a man, you breathe like a man, you walk like a man, your strength is like a man, you're a man. In every aspect of biology, you are a boy, a real boy. And I'm not going for it. Sorry to break the news. And then black women trying to make up rules for what men believe and say. Example, they have black women on a podcast saying that a man ain't gay if he's sleeping with a transgender. Even if it still had a penis, that ain't gay. This just let you know that these women will sleep with anything. And then a woman that says she's a man, that ain't gay. That's a woman that's a man. And that it's okay for a man to say he's a woman, identify as a woman, and then he could fight the woman or compete against the woman, and that would be fair. It don't change biology because you want to identify. So if a nigga want to identify as a bird, as a squirrel, then is he a squirrel? Is he a bird? When bill time comes, are they gonna say, "Hey, I identify as a bird, so I didn't." Birds don't pay for stuff. Oh, so then what? They gonna let him slide? No, he gotta pay like everybody else. They gonna say this nigga's crazy. Go on in there and turn that nigga power out, get that nigga bags, throw him out. He done lost his man, and they wouldn't be wrong because it's a fucking man. Anyway, I done went on a rant for a minute. I'm gonna let this be. But yeah. It's your boy Tony. _ Mr. Miami on YouTube. And Mr. Miami 33 on Instagram. So I'll be putting out more videos like this in the future. Try to do 1 a day or 2 a day. I'm gonna give you what I got. Have a good day. Okay, guys, if you like my video, give me the thumbs up. Okay, I put up a new video almost every day or every other day. So
Meow.